Yeah, hi Agarwal. Welcome back to channel. So guys, let's wait for 5 minutes, and after that we can start. Am I audible? Hello friends, am I audible? Hello. Okay. Yes, so let's start and welcome to the channel. So today we will be discussing very important stock for tomorrow or this week only. And as a disclaimer, all this information is for education purpose, and for all these buying and selling decisions are your personal choices, because anything could lead to significant financial loss, and there could be positions for the team, and we will not be responsible for any financial losses. It is for pure learning and education purpose. So let's start. So today we will be discussing very important stock for tomorrow or this week only. So that stock is HAL. So I have did some study about Hindustan's Aeronautics Limited, and it is already coming in lot of news channel. But there is one important news about this stock, which I am just going to tell you in just next 2-3 minutes. So wait for some time. So for this particular stock, important thing is, are you guys able to see my screen? So yeah, so let's continue. So the thing is that what I am talking about is, if you see the chart pattern or the graph of HAL, so HAL would be having almost reach at the peak of around 4,000 or 5,000 rupees. And if you see, it's a very huge jump compared to the price to earning ratios and all. I'm using this website screener.in, and it will give you a lot of important insights and matrices. But one important thing about this stock is, like if you see this March quarter, their revenues and operating profit is whatever the profit you are getting by deducting the operating expenses from the revenue, which is a sole indicator of how good a business is, because operating expenses could include your salaries, cost, other manufacturing like electricity expenses, etc. So if you see, there's a huge jump in operating profit in March 2024. And if you compare it to other years, there is a significant difference between the operating profit. And the operating profit is also very important for a positive cash flow company. So this thing is usually they have performed very well, but an important factor here is that if you compared always like March versus June, there is a significant drop between the March quarter and the next consecutive June quarter operating profit, like in 2023 or 2022. So there is almost half or one third. So this current quarter is April, May, June quarter. So the upcoming result that is coming in June end might be their numbers will be operating profit would be quite low, and then their net profit has also jumped corresponding to other years. That is the reason their EPS, earnings per share, is also increased. But will this value is justified as 5,000 rupees with this EPS is also a question, because all these years if you see, I understand there's a jump, but if we compare the next month, something June quarter, there is always the same kind of values, or almost one third. So there might be some drop in the next June month, or this June month or July month. So we can see this drop, but there is a news that I am talking about which will keep this afloat. So fundamentals is not justifying this value, because even though there is a huge jump, but this price would not be justified, because corresponding to this EPS value, it means somebody is looking 5-6 years that this company will be this kind of operating profit or this kind of EPS would be justified in 5 to 6 years. So that fundamental is not justified for this stock. And another thing that you can think from the same is from the stock prices. So if we go to the HAL stock price, so around this, it has always touched around 5,200 or 5,400 level, and always there is a drop which happens in like May 24, June 24, and now this again 14 June. So it is always trying to touch that level, and always then there is a selling was happening. So for tomorrow, what news that is supporting this thing is HAL is getting some orders from Government of India. So HAL is getting this order from Government of India. This is a circular on 17 June 2024. So they are getting some orders of 156 light combat helicopters and some 66 numbers of IAF vehicles. So that is Government of India is ordering this tenders from HAL. So it is it will be supporting. So with this huge jump, this price could be justified, because it is always touching this barrier and it is now coming down. But now this time is really good for next tomorrow, or maybe to utilize this news and to break this level. So whatever level we are getting tomorrow, around like 5190 or 5200, or maybe till 5000, we can enter this stock and we can try to take a profit around 5300 or 5400. That is the news I want to tell for tomorrow, because there is a tender from government and HAL would be providing, and this news we can catch tomorrow from this. And otherwise, without this news, this kind of valuation is not justified for HAL. Let's go to some other aspects of HAL. So there is some balance sheet. So as you can see, there are R&D expenditures always increased from compared to previous year. So whenever there is R&D expenditure, these things will give you revenue next 3-4 years, not immediate. So without this, its performance is quite same. It is not doing anything exceptional. It is justifying this huge valuation. But due to R&D expenditure and all these things, it is this value is justified. And another important thing is government is reducing its value in HAL. Like earlier it has 75% according to SEBI rule. So it have to reduce from 75%. So it has sold, government has sold some of this stocks or holding to private players and retail investors. So there is effect of this. So when government is selling its equity to normal player, earlier this stock is giving very good dividend. So government is now don't want that kind of dividend yield. So if you see the dividend yield of this stock, it has reduced to 19% because government is selling its holding, and it doesn't, as its holding is reduced, it doesn't want other players to get benefited because promoters are still government of India. So with this thing, net profit is also only marginally increased. So this valuation is not justified with 113. Otherwise players are something after 5-10 years it will become a completely different company. So with this fundamental is not justified, but with recent tender and all, it will touch definitely 5400 level tomorrow or this week. So it is a good point to enter and utilize both the news and this FOMO and this momentum. Second, if you see the another reason for this touching these things, high price value, is like its EPS P value is still 45, but if you see the P values of in this sector like BEML and other things, they are quite high. So still in the same sector it has to reach the same kind of P value, but it is a market leader. Another point, as I already mentioned, in the June quarter there is always significant drop, so we would be seeing a downward shift in the price. Like if you see the January versus June, there is always drop in this. So for this, this is the thing I want to tell today, that we have to utilize this tender news, as well as it is always touching this top point of 5200, and from that it is coming down, but this time it is a very favorable condition, and we can take entry tomorrow. In HL to enter around 50 to 100 to 5200 level, and it can go about 54,000, and if there is a drop between 5,000, so we should be taking our stop loss around this value. Thanks guys for your time. This is what I want to convey to you, and you can benefit from this call. This is only for tomorrow and day after, because after that this news will be publicly available, and this will be always easily factored in. And try to close your position at 5400 or 5500, because these kind of fundamentals are not justified, and there is a drop in the next quarter. Thanks.